Hello friends, in this video I'm going to share with you 5 most important lessons which I learned from one of the 100 books that I have enlisted to read in 2023. My first read is The Alchemist by Panlo Coelho. The novel consists of 8 characters. Santiago, shepherd boy who travels from Spain to the Egyptian pyramids in search of hidden treasure, learning life lessons all the way. Santiago is a dreamer and a seeker, and he stands for the dreamer and seeker in all of us. Old woman, a fortune teller, who interprets Santiago's dream, but in a manner so straightforward that he finds it disappointing. King of Salem, an old man who explains to Santiago what a personal legend is and urges the shepherd boy to follow his dream. Crystal merchant, a middle-aged resident of Tangier, who hires Santiago to work in his shop. The crystal merchant's personal legend is to make a pilgrimage to Mecca, but he knows he will never fulfill this dream because he lacks confidence and does not believe in his dream. Englishman, a bookish pedant obsessed by alchemy who hopes to learn the fabled craft from a famous alchemist rumored to live at the Al-Fayoum oasis that lies between Tangier and the pyramids. In The Alchemist, the Englishman stands for the limits of book learning. Camel herder, once a prosperous farmer, his valuable orchards were wiped out by a flood, forcing him into a new line of work. He teaches Santiago the importance of living in the moment. He also represents the possibility of receiving wisdom from unlikely sources. Alchemist, the novel's title character, a learned man who lives at the oasis and can turn any metal into gold. The alchemist helps Santiago make the journey from the oasis to the Egyptian pyramids. And the last character, Fatima, a beautiful Arab girl who lives in the oasis. Santiago discovers Fatima filling her water jug at one of the oasis wells, and he falls in love with her. She supports his quest even though it will take him away from her. Fatima represents true love, selfless and unconditional. Friends, The Alchemist has many themes, but its overriding message that people must follow their dreams. The novel is full of characters who follow their dreams and those characters who don't, and that's highly appropriate and for why Paulo's book begins with a dream. And now the 5 lessons which I learned from this book. Lesson number 1, identify your personal legend. Personal legend is something deep within you which you have to discover from self-introspection. It has to be one or few goals that you have identified for your life, like starting a business, achieving a dream job, striving to solving social issues could be examples of one personal legend. Make sure it is truly what you want deep inside. If it is not, then you are going after something that is false. In a dream, Santiago, the main character in The Alchemist, sees a child who tells him about a hidden treasure in Egypt. Through deep introspection and investigation, Santiago realizes over time that finding the treasure was his personal legend, which takes him through strange lands, meeting in love, and finding the meaning of life. And lesson number 2, don't fear failure. During his quest, Santiago meets an Englishman in the desert of Egypt. The Englishman read countless books on alchemy and was in the quest to understand how to turn ordinary metal into gold. Though he read many books and learned the subject for years, he never actually practiced it for the fear of failure. The lesson from this is that deep understanding and learning of a subject is not what is important. Doing practice and execution is what will guide you towards your personal legend. And lesson number 3, letting go of attachment. In the novel, Santiago talks about the sheep as examples of someone who has ignored his legend. Friends, in life, people prefer comforts and pleasure and settle down when they find it. Once settled, they are hard to change. They hold on strong to their attachments such as the security of the job and comforts of the family surroundings. They can only imagine of the life that could have been if they persuaded to find their personal legend. And lesson number 4, don't ever give up. Friends, there is only one thing that makes your dreams impossible, and that is fear of failure. The secret of life, though, it is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. In one instance, an anonymous old man who introduces himself as the King of Salem relates the story of a miner who had searched for emeralds for 5 long years. At one point, about to give up his search, the frustrated miner, in a fit of anger, he took a rock and threw it hard. The rock broke apart, and inside the rock was the most beautiful emerald in the world. And the last lesson, live in the moment. At a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us, and our lives become controlled by fate. That's the world's greatest lie. During his quest to find treasure near the pyramids in Egypt, Santiago meets a camel herder who helps him to travel through the desert. Pondering about the past, not worrying about the future, will never get us anywhere. We gain wisdom from the past, but keep our focus fully in the present, being aware of everything that is happening around you. In the desert, there were tribal wars and dangers of thieves and caused fears among the traveling group. The camel driver says that in the desert there is no going back, and so they must move forward through danger. So friends, these are the 5 lessons which I learned from this amazing book. I hope this is helpful. Thank you.